Hello everybody, James here from Wargames Illustrated, and we've got a special guest. We've lured him in with some Tunnux caramel. It's Dom Saw, who writes our regular release radar article and also knows his bolt action onions.
I do, especially when it comes to Italians.
Yeah, we've got Italian onions today.
Wow.
So let's have a look at these new plastics and you can tell us all about them.
Warlord have recently released some plastic Alpini, and you get 6 on a sprue, 5 sprues, allowing you to make 30 Alpini from one box. That is 3 squads, a normal platoon's worth of figures, and they come with a number of options. They've all got, there's an axe for everyone, or a dagger. They've got LMG, there's an SMG, there's rifles, carbines, the standard things. They've got backpacks, holsters, everything you'd need. You get the option of helmets or the soft hats. One thing to bear in mind is you do have to attach the Alpini feathers individually. On the caps, they've got a little indent which leads you to put it on. The helmets don't.
It's a somewhat sadistic choice, I would say.
It is for such a tiny, tiny feather.
Yeah.
And if you're anything like me, you're going to lose at least 3 of them. And unfortunately, without the feather, like the Bersaglieri, they don't count as Alpini if they don't have a feather in the hat. Yeah,
speaking of Bersaglieri, people might find the middle of the frame familiar if they've got that set.
It is the same as the previous set that Warlord released. All the main poses are the same. It's the heads and helmets and some of the weapon options have been slightly changed.
Yeah, so we're looking at some of Warlord's studio paint jobs here, a few different variants for you to cast your eye over.
Yeah, they're very nice. They've done a combination of hats and helmets and some in the tropical uniform. The kits all go together. You will be able to mix and match some of the helmets with the earlier sets, so you get some different faces and some of the other arms as well. If you mix and match between, you can add to the poses you can make with minimal effort, which is what you want. The main advantage of a plastic kit, I would say.
Yeah, so you're a fan of Italian armies and you're kind of always about promoting that they're not quite the cowards that they tend to get portrayed as being. What has been changed with these in the current rules to kind of give these a bit more of a specialist role?
In the new Tough Cut book, you can choose them on the Allied side, because a lot of, after the 43 armistice, they took on a lot of the Italian armed forces to join them, and they have a rule called Mountain Warriors, which allows them to climb what would normally be an impassable cliff. If it's over 6 inches, it takes 2 turns. But they can also run over rough ground, which is a big change, and they can run 9 inches. So if you are taking the Italians and you're setting up the table, put lots of rough ground on there, it'll hamper your opponent much more than it'll hamper you, and even some cliffs that they don't expect you to be able to climb up.
Cool, so there's some really good looking figures. There are lots of little dinky bits on there though. You a fan of that?
I don't mind. It gives you lots of options for customization to kind of make your figures not look just the same kneeling down guy. However, you're going to need an optimizer and some good tweezers for them, especially if you've got fat fingers like me.
Well, on that note, we can leave it with Dom's fat fingers and say goodbye.
Arrivederci.
This video has been brought to you by WiPrime, Wargames Illustrated magazine's online members club. View more videos or find out more about WiPrime by following these links.